As we are going to further review the incident at the Lagos State House of Assembly this morning, we have a guest with us who is going to share with us a few of his analysis on this particular matter, and that is in the person, we talked about him earlier on, in the person of Oladotun Hassan. Good morning, Mr. Hassan, and great to have you here on the show.
Program.
All right. Mr. Oladotun Hassan is the president of the Yoruba Council Worldwide, chairman of the Eti-Osa Bar Forum, and member of the NBA National Security Agency's Relations Committee. Good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Well,
all right, I'd just like to get your thoughts. I'm sure you've probably heard some of the things we've talked about this morning. You are abreast of the events that have happened since yesterday. What's your assessment on this?
Well, it's most regrettable to see how things have, falling apart in a center whereby should hold the centrality of power, and that is the legislative arm of government. And it has now become a recurrent debacle that our hollow chamber has now become most dishonorable, that anything goes. And the Lagos House of Assembly debacle, I believe I have to first of all blame Obasa for that inferno, because you are never elected a speaker, and no member of the House has been elected a speaker. It's a privileged position that members, you can go in the speaker in the morning and by evening you are removed. Either the House have not, if they say there is no reason without any ground of corruption or anything, if they just say they don't like your face as a speaker, you are gone. It's a discretionary interest. Over 38 members giving their support for the deputy speaker. That should give Obasa a clear cut that is no longer in the position. Imposing himself is not an impersonation. Presenting himself as a factional speaker is not something that should be allowed by law. And in this situation, I will still call the Commissioner of Police and the DSS to readdress their activities, because I don't think they understand the script of their duties by going into the House, being invited by the same acting clerk of the House where the Speaker Miranda is sitting, shows a kind of dislocation somewhere. Maybe somebody changed the script upon their arrival at the scene to go defend who they were meant to defend, and they now turn against the people. So I think there is a need for the national headquarters of DSS to investigate this whole issue, so that, the people of Lagos deserve noble men. And it's quite unfortunate that at the end of the day, we quite seeing every member of the staff of that chambers singing. And unfortunately, the House should not even adjourn Synod. There is no reason, because Lagos cannot be shut down on the premise of this crisis. And the functionality of the executive, if the House shut down Synod, is the executive also shutting down. So there is a missing link somewhere. And the earlier, the better. Leaders within the House. We have Honorable Tobo Abiodun and some other leaders that are of experience. They've been in that House and they should know how to manage this whole crisis. Let them tell Obasa where he's supposed to be, and let Obasa resume. Let him vacate whatever place that is allowed for speaker. You cannot be living in the office of in the quarters of the speaker when you are no longer the speaker. So this whole issue, no one is above the law. If it is for Obasa to be invited, police don't even need to be invited in this matter to act. They should know the right thing and call a spade a spade. If Obasa, by that virtue of that interview on channels and every other TV, calling himself a speaker, you cannot say, even going to court is even an aberration. Suing a house that puts you there, what are you going to sue them for? That you are born a speaker? No. Lagos deserves is a city of excellence, and I believe as Yorubas there is a need for all our elders in the land to begin to see that a scenario of this nature is capable of snowballing into a bigger inferno if not properly attended to.
You mentioned that there's some leaders in that house who are experienced and should be able to talk. Do you really believe that most of the members of Lagos House of Assembly are independent thinking and people who act based on knowledge or conscience, or they are being motivated and pushed by some invisible hands?
I can't. there are intrigues that bat every assembly. Even National Assembly has people behind that are drawing the beat of drums. And Lagos is not an exemption. But we must salute the courage of the members of the House standing on ground to assert their constitutional duties. It's now more a matter of constitutional matter. It's a matter of the law. It's not about sentiment. As far as 38 have said you are no longer, even if Asiwaju rise up today and say, oh, go and bring him back, that will not be, and that can't be. It will be an interference, and I don't think there might have been some activities. Maybe the speaker wanted to vie for Lagos governor. It's his right. That is his inalienable right. But grandstanding governors is another show of shame. And I believe strongly decorum should be called to order as far as we are concerned. People should reason. And I believe that you have rightly said, experienced members of the House, I've just mentioned about one or two, we've seen all of them. But what happened yesterday ought not to be, and I don't think it's a matter of gender issue. Nobody should see that, oh, Miranda is not even a pawn on the pan now. It's a matter of she asserting her legal duty, not about crying. I don't believe in the sentiment of shedding tears. It's a matter of your duty.
You can be overwhelmed.
No, to me, let me say something. Yes. It's her duty. She needs to rise up and continue the office duty. Lagos cannot be shut down. Senator, I don't even see reason it at all. Well, you have been invited to lead by constitutional matter. What brought Miranda was because he was elected alongside Obasa to lead the House as functionary member of the House, yes. A privileged position. The entire functional member can be removed overnight tomorrow. And if Miranda seems not to equally have capacity to confront Lagos issue, let her resign and let another person be put in place.
Okay. There's a letter dated 14th of February, Valentine's Day, to the Director of State Security Service, Lagos State Command, enhanced security measures, which they asserted that impeached Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly plans to resume office on the 18th of February. The issue here is, why was there an uproar? And the letter was signed by Mr. Eti-Osa, acting clerk of the House. Why was there an uproar for members on citing security men when it was their leadership that invited the DSS?
I mentioned it earlier, that it was like there was a script change at the entrance of the place, because you cannot be a victim of your guest. And the situation here calls for reorderliness, and that's why I'm calling the National Office of the DSS to review the whole scenario. And to our law enforcement agencies, maturity, as far as we are no longer in the dungeon whereby in the military days, it's only in the military era you just come, even by virtue of professionalism, there need not be any fiasco. It's until when the faction of the speaker are coming, maybe they are loaded with area boys, or I don't know, that is when you need to go barricade, and you must have been having intelligence from every nooks and crannies around, not the precinct of the House.
There's something I want to press you for. I know the politics is important, but I'm interested in the process as well. You are an activist. In your mind, was there another way they could have handled this matter without singing, without pushing, without crying? As matured, and when I say matured, I mean over 18 years old, who have something going on, and they just say, okay, this is what we do. Is there another way? Am I just being too theoretical about this thing?
Well, in a house that is falling apart, yes, it requires wisdom to manage such a situation. And in such a scenario, not everyone is trusted to even discuss inner matters with, because you don't know in the circles of the power game, the GACs are equally divided. We don't even know where the president falls in, because some people will say the president's name was used by a speaker to come and I don't see where it's in any democratic settings.
And that brings us to this issue I'm talking about, to the independence of the people we call leaders. Are we dealing with boys who we call men?
We are.
Our leaders are truly honorable. I think our Nigerians to really think, the people we look up to, are they worthy of that position? It is a natural thing for people to have divided opinions. We have divided opinions around this table. It is natural. But the point is, Do people curtail? Are they worthy of that position? That, I think, is a question we ought to ask.
All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I don't think the powers that are behind the powers. And that's what Professor Kila is alluding to. You haven't really mentioned. I know you talk about, the president wouldn't want this. No. But do you think the former Speaker of the House would have the boldness to act in this manner if he didn't have the backing of higher powers?
They say power corrupts and absolute power corrupt absolutely. It is only in this part of Africa you see people grandstanding, even when they know they are already out of position. They just might want to create...
You haven't answered my question. I'm about to wrap up.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Very quickly.
As far as the powers that be are concerned, that's why I'll need to address the GAC members are elders, and I believe they need to really reason deeply and call all parties together. In a matter of this scenario, there is a need for proper understanding, and I believe that all this game is all about 2027.
Okay, Doctor, you've not answered that question. This is a question. Would you think Obasa will have the power to do all he's doing if he's not being backed by the highest power in the land?
No, Obasa is a strength on his own. Maybe you don't understand.
So
that is
number
3 position. Let me tell you one thing. Obasa, as far as...
In 1 minute,
yes,
please.
Obasa is not acting alone. There are some faceless people of faces that are also hanging on the corridor. It's only Obasa that can answer that question. And I want you to invite him to equally come and clarify himself.
Right. Okay. Well,
yes, he deserves to come and tell Nigerians what is in that speakership house that you want to die
so
here.
You've accepted that he's not acting like that. So
you
people are
can't even
pushing
act
him to act this way.
Even the boys of Agege will surely come and rally around him. His meaning is not even acting alone.
Thank you.
Mr. Oladotun.